Now, the reality is a lot of men will say, she lied to me in the beginning, she was so good, she was so good, she lied to me, she lied to me, she lied to me. Women never, ever, ever lie. Never do they lie. They might not say the truth, but they always show you the truth. Every woman that you've been with that has hurt you, used you, cheated on you, stolen from you, whatever it is, she showed you her red flags from day one. You chose to ignore them. You chose to ignore them. This is what women will do. They meet a man and they'll basically show their red flags in not so clear ways. So they might show it simply by how she dresses. And she might show you that she might be provocative, or she might show you with her sexual behavior. She might be very sexually liberal. She might show you in terms of how she talks about her exes. She might say that, oh, this guy was so toxic, this guy was so this, that, I'm still in love with this guy, whatever it is. She shows you some of her traits. She might show you through how she is as a parent. She might not have kids and not prioritize them, or she may have denied another man access to the children. And you think you're going to be Captain Stepdad and you're going to save the day, but the reality is she showed you that she denies men access to the children if she doesn't like them, and you think you're going to be immune to that behavior. Not possible. So these women always, and myself included, we show men all of our red flags. Now we pick the man that allows us to get away with the most nonsense. Now, if you don't have many red flags as a woman, what will happen is you attract a man with really clear boundaries. What will happen is a man with boundaries can only be with a woman who doesn't have many red flags, because they're a perfect match. She doesn't do too much, he doesn't tolerate too much. They work really well. But a woman filled with red flags will only select a man who's filled with low self-esteem. She will find the man who doesn't know how to exert his boundaries, doesn't know how to look for red flags, and doesn't know how to stand up for himself. That's the man she will select. So if you are a man with really low self-esteem and really value the connection more than the respect that she's giving you, you are going to find yourself constantly manipulated, cheated on, and disrespected by women. So this is how she knows. Firstly,
I would agree with her. Almost every girl I ever dated long-term showed me clear red flags early on. Either I didn't know at the time that those were red flags, or I just simply chose to ignore them. The issue with overlooking red flags is that they come back to haunt you later on, and even if you finally decide to set some boundaries, she'll just leave you. Because why stay with you when there is someone else out there that would let her get away with whatever she wants?
How a woman spots a man with low self-esteem is he seems to be super impressed with her beauty. When a man is so impressed by a woman's physical beauty, she starts to have a power over him. The most beautiful woman in the world will get in line for a man who's not that attractive if he's not that impressed by her appearance. But a woman who's not that attractive will become disrespectful and push boundaries with a man who is in awe of her beauty, because she sees it as a power play. So when you are with a woman, and if you don't have a lot of experience with beautiful women and you haven't been around a lot of women, women smell that off you very quickly, and then they learn that they can push your boundaries, and they learn that maybe they can disrespect you, maybe they can cheat on you, but you're not going to go anywhere because she knows you can't do any better looks-wise. That's how we know a man's got low self-esteem. Whereas when a woman acts like her looks are great, he's very attracted to her, she's very beautiful, but they are not the glue for the relationship. He's not going to stay with her purely based on looks. Then she learns to respect him more. She learns that she has to bring something other than appearance and other than sex in order to keep this man. But when she learns that her appearance is the only thing he needs, after every fight, after every disrespect, she knows that she can simply use her beauty to get back in his good books, and it is light work for her. She doesn't even have to try. So that's the first signal. I said it's difficult. I said it's very difficult, but I do think men can compartmentalize sex in a way women can't. Similarly, when we were talking about male cheats, you were very quick to say that the cheat is a problem, but when females cheat, it's an emotional need she was outsourcing, which seems to be forgivable.
I didn't say she wasn't wrong. I said it was wrong.
Only when I probed that.
In this day and age, I'm curious who you guys think cheats more.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard that both men and women cheat, but just women are better at hiding it.
Yeah.
and that men get caught easier, and women are just good at hiding it.
Is that true?
I mean, that's kind of the thing. It's like,
yeah.
you know, both men and women, not everyone, but men and women do cheat. But women are less at getting caught, I guess. I don't know. They're smarter about it, or they're just, I don't know.
And they have more opportunities than the average man.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the average woman will have at least somebody will sleep with her. Like, you know, she doesn't have to have that much going for her. She doesn't have to have a great job, and she doesn't have to have, you know, a lot of charm and wit. She can jump on an app and it's a bit easier for her. Whereas for the average man, it's not as easy. So I think the opportunity is higher.
Interesting. Is that why? And guys, I guess, are hitting on women more than women are hitting on men, right?
So the temptation is a bit different there as well. But
what's the stats right now? Do we know if men are cheating more than women these days, or are women
well, the
cheating more
stats,
than
I would
women?
always argue that women don't admit that they're cheating as much. You know, there's almost a pride to men when they cheat and stuff like that. They're always a bit more open about it. I know some of my closest friends that have cheated. Even to me, while I've been in the process, they'll pretend they haven't cheated. So there's a part of them that denies cheating. But
Is that men or women?
Women. Yeah, women. Even
But then
my
later
female,
they'll admit
but I've
to
been
it.
in the process. They're like, no, but that time we weren't really together, or that time we weren't together. And so, but there was a simultaneous connection. But what I would say is, I don't know who cheats more or who cheats less, but I think when women cheat, there is it's more definitive, as in that it's harder for them to come backwards from cheating. I tend to, and I don't know if you guys would agree, I tend to give the advice to men that when your woman cheats on you, it's very difficult to forgive her. I wouldn't recommend it. I highly don't recommend it.
Men shouldn't forgive
Men
her?
shouldn't forgive.
Why not?
With women, I think there's room for flexibility depending on the causes.
Oh, this is going to get a lot of. This is going to get a lot of comments.
With
Okay,
men,
why should men not forgive the women they're with who cheat on them?
Because for a woman to cheat on you, it's not that she's fallen in love with another man. She's just definitely not in love with you.
Ooh, man,
and
that's
so
gonna
for
hurt.
you to take her back is just providing her free accommodation until she meets a man she wants to fall in love with. And like a lot of men think, oh no, women are so emotionally attached to sex. No. Some women can literally have an affair with a local PT who doesn't care about her, and she doesn't really care about him. It's what the driving force is, not the love for the guy that she's cheating on. It's a lack of love and respect for the man she's cheating on.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so when you forgive her and retry with the relationship, she's already decided she doesn't really want to be with you, but she will stay in this until she finds someone that will love her.
So if a man cheats on a woman that he's in a committed relationship with, is it also saying he doesn't respect and love her?
I think it's not so much a matter of, love isn't so much the component, it's more of a lack of respect. It's more of a lack of respect and a lack of fear of losing the relationship or whatever it is. I mean, I can't speak for men, but a lot of them can say that they can compartmentalize. They can still really want their relationship to work. They can still really, this is all illusionary, but this is what they say. They want their relationship to work. They love their wife very deeply. They want all of that, but they are just outsourcing the sex because it might be lacking, or it's not the way they like it, or they're outsourcing a feeling. In my experience with women, when they cheat, it's not so much that there's something they're craving outside. It's just there's something in the house that they're just not happy with, and as a result, they will cheat. And I've been in situations where I've had clients come on the phone or a video call, and I've switched on my screen and I've looked at the couple and I say, I can tell she's cheating.
No way.
Without saying a word. They haven't said a word to me. And I remember the last couple I did this with, and I looked and I thought, she's having an affair, but I'm not going to say anything.
You said it publicly? Or?
After a comment. And I said, what brings you here? And she started with, we have a great relationship. We're very good. Everything is good. We just don't love each other anymore. And I said, can you be honest with me? Are you having an affair? And she said, well, recently, and it transpired that she has having an affair. And I said, I can tell by your lack of connection to your husband, your lack of love. Most people, when they come on a therapy call, he was all suited and booted, ready for this call, like, save my marriage. Oh. She was literally just like, oh God, do we have to do this? Like, the disconnect that was there was no coming back from him. There was literally from her energy. It looked like she was held like by the throat to be there.
She is spot on. What men don't understand is that women in a long-term relationship won't cheat until she feels the relationship is already over. If she has already moved on in her heart and mind, she stops fearing losing you, and her actions will start to reflect that. Most guys should have learned this through experience by the age of 25. One of the sad facts you have to face is often once a woman realizes you can't be manipulated, she'll completely lose interest and sometimes actually become quite unpleasant to be around.